welcome. I'm assuming you're here because something in your life isn't working, that whether it's a relationship with your partner or a child or even the relationship with yourself, you're in pain. And you're trying to assess, is emotional mastery for you? What's this worst day cycle stuff? And what's this Kenny all about? Is he the teacher and coach that I'm looking for to help me on my journey to recovering and living in the best version of yourself? And so I wanted to do this video just to give you an idea of why I coach and teach the way I do, because it's a bit unusual for someone to be so vulnerable and use so much of their life story to teach these concepts. And I'm going to stay out of the long version of the story of how I learned it, but it was really Pia Melody who's at the forefront, in my opinion, of codependence that most people don't know about. She recognized that the typical counselor therapy model, where there's this invisible wall that they're not going to say anything, do anything, like you can't know anything about them, that was part of the problem. That's why people weren't recovering. And it's definitely been my life experience. If you look at my reviews, you look at the clients, almost all of them say the same thing. I've been to every therapist and every teacher in the industry, and I could never get over the hump, in part because of that invisible wall. And here, at least in my opinion, here's why they couldn't get over the hump. It's been my life experience that because we're human, we all have experienced less than perfect childhoods. Not because our parents are bad, but it's tough to be human. And we learn about relationships in our childhood environments. Well, if there was divorce, single parent home, there's just chaos in childhood. Well, that's where we learn about relationship. And so all of us, even if our parents, my parents were together 50 some years, and I've seen this with anyone, parents married for 50, 60, 70 years, there was still brokenness. Because a lot of parenting is just like that counseling dynamic. We don't know everything about our parents. There's this hidden wall. Well, that's a broken relationship. There's not true, deep, intimate connection because there is a barrier there. And we all learned about relationship from these people. And so ultimately, why is our life struggling? Broken relationships. So my job is to help you heal relationships. Well, how do we do that? There's only, well, not only one way, but there are key ingredients to having a relationship. One of them is truth. You have to know truth. Well, you have to know who I am, and that, yes, I have a lot of scars and a lot of skeletons and a lot of baggage. That's just truth. Now let me ask you, who do you want to share your scars and your skeletons with? Somebody that's hiding behind a wall? Or somebody that goes, yep, I'm going to hang them right here on the door so you can look at them? Would you feel more comfortable sharing your scars and your skeletons with that person or the person who's hiding them in the closet? I want you to do what's best for you. I know for me, the reason my life was saved is I ran into a counselor who shared his skeletons with me. And that's how I was able to heal. And that's why I do it. You need truth. The other thing you need is intimacy. And what is intimacy? Into me, I let you see. Isn't that what? Think of every romantic relationship you've ever been in. I'm not building a romantic relationship with you, but whether it's a friend or anybody you truly cared about, what made the connection? They let you inside. They showed you their scars and you showed them yours and they accepted you, right? That's intimacy. That's connection. And so whether you're struggling in your sports career, whether you're struggling in your job, a relationship with your child, with your spouse, addiction issues, trauma issues, whatever it is, everything boils down to this. To feel, you need to feel safe. You need to feel connection. You need to feel intimacy and trust and truth. That's how we heal. And so that's why I am so open and vulnerable. about my life story when I teach and coach about these concepts. Because ultimately, does it really matter? Does it really matter in those moments if someone knows about Freud and the worst day cycle and shame and all these things? What matters, you can have all that intellectual knowledge, but can you feel safe enough with somebody to connect with them? That's what matters. Nobody's going to listen to you unless they feel connected to you. And so that's ultimately my number one job, and that's why I shoot my videos in my house. That's why my videos are frankly really bad. If you look at the industry, they're all so polished, man. I love them. They're gorgeous. But I leave mine perfectly imperfect with ums and ahs and screw ups, and you can see me reading things because I'm human. I can't remember all this stuff, even if it's stuff I know. And then I get excited and I go talking off this way, and I just have all these imperfections. And so I try to let you see them. It's also why I dress the way I do. Many people think I do this as an act to try and sell you or make you, makes it, there's kind of a assumption if somebody's dressed up that, they think they're better or, there's some sort of status to it. It's not true. I mean, if you know my life story, the last thing I am is above somebody. As I always say, I'm a train wreck. But I dress this way because I love clothes and I love to match. Like, I thought about it. I mean, I was seeing clients earlier today. I knew I was going to shoot this video. I'm like, oh my God, what I'm wearing is perfect for that painting. I like to match my clothes to stuff. And every once in a while, you see me in a hat and I haven't shaved. That's because sometimes I'm that way. But most of my life, I'm dressed like this. Like I go to the grocery store on a Saturday morning like this. It's rare that you see me dressed like so-called normal people. I'm just not that normal. So the point is this, is I do my best to show you who I am as much as possible. And while I'm not perfect at it, when I do catch myself lying or misspeaking or saying something inappropriate or thinking I know better than somebody else, I take ownership of it. Now, many times I miss it. I tell you what, if I were to cut out every mistake of a video, I'd never have a video because I screw up nonstop in my videos, but I leave them in because it's okay. And that's what you need too. You need permission that it's okay to be imperfect. And so that's why I commit so many mistakes in everything that I do, because we all make mistakes. And so the only way I can stay sober from my addictions, the only way I can stay authentic in my journey to emotional mastery and recovering from the worst day cycle is I have to be in truth. I have to face reality. I have to confront my denial and my self-deception repeatedly. It doesn't mean I always catch it, but that is the single greatest and most important aspect of my recovery. And one thing I've learned is to help somebody recover, you have to model it. And so that's why everything, all the stuff that you see of mine is the way it is. It is perfectly imperfect. And it shows you as best as I can who I am. Now, there will always be deception in it. I can't erase all of it. But I will own it, and if I miss something and you call me out on it in one of my posts or whatever, I can guarantee you, I will take ownership of it. And that's the type of relationship, whether you decide to read my book, whether you decide to sign up for my masterclasses, whether you decide to hire me personally, whatever it is, however it is you think I can help you. If this aligns with what you're looking for, I'd be honored to be a part of your journey down that road. So there you go. There's a little bit about me. And if you think I'm the fit for you, then I look forward to learning more about you. As I always say, whether it's me or somebody else, just enjoy the journey.